going on, guys? It's Modern, and today we're going to be doing another episode of Road to the Top on BattleSpot. Still using the same team. Probably going to be using it for... I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it, so I'm going to be doing something like 10 episodes at a time per team. So currently we're at 3, 3 before this. This is going to be the 4th. So yeah, probably once I reach the 10th with this team, I'm going to go and switch to a different team, just to go and mix things up, because I know it does get a little boring watching the same team over and over again. And if you guys aren't liking that, I could shorten it down to like 8 or lower maybe. But I think 8 to 10 is a pretty good number, especially since I'm planning on doing 3 to 4 of these a week. Because like I said, originally I was going to do about 2 weeks per team. So yeah, that makes a little bit of sense. We did manage to get up to the 1600s with our 2 wins in a row on Monday, which is pretty nice. Hoping that we can reach the 1700s by... Well, the month just ended, so hopefully we'll reach the 1700s by maybe like the end of the week or the next week. Just because I don't play BattleSpot too much on my own time, and I'm probably just going to stick to laddering while I'm recording, because I don't really have much time right now. But the first team we're going to be facing is... our first opponent's going to be Blake. I didn't get to see what their rating was. I think it was in the 1500s. Their team's going to be Gardevoir, Salamence, Rotom, Sableye, Virizion, and Scizor. And Scizor. Looks like Aegislash is really, really great in this matchup. The only thing it really doesn't like facing off against is the Sableye, but I can just easily... Well, I don't know. Because Sableye is a bit of an issue for my team. I think I faced it on stream a couple of times, but I've said that a lot. Sableye is a really big issue for my team, just because Swampert doesn't like getting burned, and it can KO Aegislash with a foul play, or at least go for a swagger and then a foul play and guarantee it. I think Cresselia is going to be pretty good in this matchup. It's good against the Salamence, good against Virizion, good against Rotom, and... it doesn't like facing the other half of the team, though. That's what I'm going to have a lot of issues with, is that other half. I definitely think Thundurus is going to be a really good option right here. And I think Virizion is almost like 100% bring for me. I don't know. I might just go Thundurus and Swampert. I'm not really scared of Rotom leading, because I think if anything, they would probably lead like Sableye and something else, just to target down Cresselia if I do lead that. I do think Thundurus is a good lead right here. I'm probably going to lead Aegislash just because I am scared of Sableye going and either fake outing my Pokemon or going for Will-O-Wisp, and it would be a big issue for Cresselia too. Arcanine, probably going to be really good right here, and I'm not sure. Cresselia or Swampert, probably going to go with... Oh, I ran out of time. Alright, I didn't realize I ran out of time right there. I thought I still had like 10 seconds. But, yeah. It's pretty difficult for me to choose that last Pokemon right there, because they all help against certain Pokemon on their team for what they might bring. They do lead the Salamence and Sableye, though. And I do lead the Thundurus and Aegislash, which is pretty good for me. I'm assuming they might just go for like a Protect and a Taunt this turn, so I could just double up into Sableye if I wanted to, which is honestly what I'm thinking about going for right here. They could also alternatively switch out Salamence and then Taunt Aegislash, which would be pretty bad, but I think if anything they would try to Taunt Thundurus right here. And I'm not too threatened by the Salamence anyway, so they probably will switch out. I wish I would have wrote down their team. I don't think they're going to have the Gardevoir for this match. They could bring in Rotom right here, predicting like a Thunder Wave. But I do think I'm just going to double up into Sableye. So let's see. The Salamence does switch out. Do they switch into Rotom? No, they switch into Scizor. Okay. Let's see what the Sableye goes for. Probably a Taunt onto... Okay, onto the Thundurus, so that's what I predicted. Thunderbolt and a Shadow Ball should be able to do like 75 to 80%. Actually, Shadow Ball is going to pick up the knockout right here. Talking really fast right here, but they're like a fully physical or physically defensive set right here. So yeah, I pick up the knockout in one turn. That's really good for me. And the Scissor really can't do anything right here besides maybe going for a Bug Bite. Or I guess a knockoff onto the Aegislash. So what did I have in the back? I had the Arcanine, which is actually a pretty good switch-in right here. Okay, and it auto-brought the Swampert, so I'm actually glad that the Swampert got chosen. So I don't know, I think they would... I don't think they would go for the knockoff on Aegislash. I think they would just protect Salamence and then maybe go for a knockoff onto Thundurus. So I guess what I could do right here is I could just Thunder Wave Salamence and then go for a Shadow Ball onto Scizor. I could King Shield just to play safe, but I don't think they're going to target down Aegislash. Oh yeah, I forgot, I got taunted. I guess I can just go for... I might just double up into Scizor too. I don't know, if they attack with Salamence right here, HP Ice will knock them out. So I think I'm just going to Thunderbolt the Scizor and go for a King Shield. Because I think their Salamence is going to protect, but just in case if there's some weird variant with like Fire Blast, don't want Aegislash to get taken out. Okay, but they just go for a protect. Probably going to get knockoffed on the Thundurus, but that's completely fine. Just because Aegislash is protected right here. Let's see. Does a decent chunk right there. They do go for the knockoff into Thundurus, though. Alright, and I think what I'm going to do right here, because what I predict them to go for is maybe a Draco Meteor onto Thundurus, and then just a knockoff onto the Aegislash, possibly. But I think I need to preserve Thundurus right here. I think it's more important to do that. Just because Swampert could potentially sweep from this point. And if they just attack with Salamence, then that's not going to KO Arcanine unless they get a crit or something. Because this is actually a very specially bulky Arcanine right here. It's actually the build that my friend Colton Liebert used. Okay, and they do just go for the Draco Meteor. Probably also going to go for the knockoff onto the Aegislash, I would assume. That actually does about 50%, so that's really tough. Oh, but Aegislash outspeeds his Scizor, so the speed on my Aegislash really paying off right here. I'm not sure if the Shadow Ball will pick up the knockout. It should. Okay, and it does. Yeah, because Thunderbolt did something like 40% against his Scizor. Okay, and his last Pokemon's Virizion, so I think Aegislash can pretty much just finish off this match. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go for a Will-O-Wisp. Oh, you know what? This is actually pretty tough for Arcanine right here. I guess what I could do is I could switch out the Arcanine into Thundurus, maybe? Because what I'm scared of is that they could just double-edge the Arcanine, and I might want to get the Intimidate on Virizion. I don't think it matters too much at this point, because Salamence is intimidated anyway. I don't know, I guess I'll Will-O-Wisp Virizion, and then... I don't know, I don't even think I have to worry about that. I think I'll just Will-O-Wisp Virizion and go for a Shadow Ball onto it, too. Or sorry, a Shadow Ball onto the... yeah. No, I'll just target Virizion. Yeah, because they're just going to go for a Double Edge and maybe like a Stone Edge, I would imagine. They could go for a Taunt too, but that doesn't really help them too much unless they have like Earthquake Salamence. Okay, and they just go for a Stone Edge. And it's not going to do anything. Shadow Ball probably going to do about 40% right here. Oh, but I get the special defense drop, which is really good for me. And I can just bring Thundurus in. I'm assuming he'll just Stone Edge the Thundurus right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for a... Could I Thunder Wave it? I could go for a Rain Dance so the Swampert can outspeed it, but I think... Yeah, I'm just going to go for the Rain Dance. It's a little bit safer than just Thunder Waving. Just because Swampert gets the boost. Yeah, and I'm just going to Shadow Ball that slot as well. Because, yeah, they're just going to Stone Edge. And I really don't mind if Aegislash is slower than his Pokemon at this point. Just because, even if I was just staying in shield form, because that's what I'm going to be doing anyway right here, is just attacking with the Aegislash. Because even if they have a Fire-type attack, it shouldn't knock me out in the rain. Which is actually one of the big benefits of using Aegislash in the rain. And with the special defense drop, ooh, Virizian's able to survive with just barely any HP. So I think this game's pretty much wrapped up at this point. I'm going to double protect with both of my not double protect. I'm going to protect with Swampert. Yeah, Mega Evolve protect. I don't know. I could play really safely right here. I think I'm just going to Shadow Ball Salamence, though. Because Stone Edge for him is really safe on my Aegislash. I don't think the Salamence would have anything at this point to KO my Aegislash, though. Okay, Double Edge into the Aegislash, so that's fine. Stone Edge, in combination with that, shouldn't be able to knock me out. Okay, but they go for the Leaf Blade. They would have just lost the game if they attacked. Oh, and it picks up the knockout. So that's actually really big for my opponent right here. Alright, so I guess I should have just gone for the Protect right there. Because I honestly thought, I thought they would have to double into Swampert. Because if I protected Aegislash, they would have just lost 2 stages of attack on both their Pokemon. And then even Virizion wouldn't be able to take out Swampert at that point. So now comes the 50-50. If they protect Virizion, they get to stall out a turn of my Rain. Yeah, so what was that? 2 turns. So if I Ice Punch Virizion twice... Yeah, I think Ice Punching Virizion's safer. Okay, and that definitely was the better play right there. Because I was thinking if they double attack, Double Edge shouldn't be a 3-hit, or it should be a 3-hit KO on my Swampert unless they get a crit. Okay, and that's what it looks like it's going to be. So I pretty much won this match. Ice Punch should be able to pick up the knockout right here. And unless they critical hit me with the Double Edge, then I should survive. And Rain should end right here. No, Rain's actually up, so I guess I miscounted 1 turn. Yep, and that's going to be the first match of the day against a sort of a weird team. Had a lot of standard Pokemon in it, barring the Virizion and Sableye. Everything else sort of made sense. I guess maybe they were running a double Mega with Gardevoir or something. They do go for the double protect, trying to figure out, or trying to see if they can last out the rain, but to no avail. I get a critical hit, doesn't really matter at this point, and I am going to win the match 1-0. So, my opponent making a very good play at the end right there, doubling into the Aegislash, predicting me to attack. However, I don't know, I don't agree with my opponent's play right there. Just because if I did protect the Aegislash, they would have just straight up lost. Because the Protect on Swampert was really obvious. And, I guess that was unnecessarily risky at that point. I mean, I could have targeted down the Virizion, I guess, from my opponent's point of view. But I was thinking I would need the chip damage to get the Ice Punch KO on Salamence. I didn't actually need it, though. Now that I think about it, that was actually a really bad play. I should have just double protected. Because what I could have done is I could double protect, and then, assuming my opponent protects with Virizion, I'm just going to Ice Punch into the protect, Shadow Ball the Salamence, and that should be just a 2-hit KO on Salamence at that point. while Ice Punch KOs the Virizion. So yeah, that would have actually been a lot better if I went that route. Next match is going to be against Guardy with a very sort of standard Salamence Sand team. It's actually pretty similar to a team that I saw used at the World Championships by, I think it was Matteo Gini, I'm not sure. It was someone using a Salamence Sand team with, I don't know, I think it looked exactly like this. It might have been Aegislash over Excadrill, is what I'm thinking. But anyway, my team actually has a pretty good matchup against this team right here. Just because the Swampert's just so good against their team. I think Cresselia, no. Should I lead Cresselia? I'm thinking Thundurus Arcanine, or Cresselia Arcanine right here. Just because I do get the Intimidate off if they lead with something like T-Tar Excadrill. And then I could go for something like an Icy Wind. Not sure if Arcanine would outspeed anything after that, though. I don't know, there's a lot of potential leads my opponent and I can go for right here. I guess what I can do is Swampert Cresselia at the beginning right here. Just because I can still take out the Gastrodon with Earthquake. That's one of the big things I always forget, is that Earthquake is really good against these teams. Definitely have to bring Virizion. And then do I actually need to bring Thundurus? I might just be better off bringing Aegislash. Yeah, because I think I need to be able to deal with the Cresselia. Arcanine and Thundurus are just really weak to Excadrill and the T-Tar. And then also the Gastrodon. Plus, they can't really touch the Rotom either, so I guess that was the best setup right there. Might have been able to lead the Virizion, but I'm still scared of the standard like Salamence T-Tar lead, which my opponent might have gone for. So I do lead the Swampert Cresselia. My opponent actually goes with Excadrill and Rotom, so they're just playing around. What it looks like is they're just playing around the what is it? They're just playing around the Swampert right now. I'm not too sure. I could go for an Icy Wind. I could go for something like a Helping Hand Earthquake. I'm scared I'm going to get Will-O-Wisp by the Rotom, and I don't want to switch my Swampert into an Aegislash attack. Or sorry, I don't want to switch my Aegislash into an Excadrill attack. Especially if they go for an Earthquake or something. So I think what I can do right here is I can just Icy Wind, and then probably just protect Swampert. Okay, they switch out Rotom, probably into Salamence then, I guess? Into Gastrodon, okay. I would have, I don't know, I actually prefer my opponent's line of play right there, for me at least. I don't think that was a very good play. I think Gastrodon switching into the Excadrill slot was a lot safer, because if I did go for an Earthquake right here, then it would do a lot of damage to both of his Pokemon. Excadrill goes for the Rock Slide, trying to catch a flinch on me, I guess, because it's not going to do too much damage to either of my Pokemon. And their Life Orb, too, so they would have lost their Excadrill right there. Okay, I'm completely fine with that play, though. I'm just going to go for Toxic onto this Gastrodon and a Earthquake, I guess. Would I be better off going for Psychic, though? I think I would. I don't know, it punishes if he switches anything into the Gastrodon slot, though. Especially if he swaps in Tyranitar, but like I said, they probably don't have the Tyranitar. They probably brought Salamence in the back. I'm just going to go for a Psychic and an Earthquake right here, I guess. Okay, and they go for an Iron Head on a Cresselia. Get a critical hit from what it looks like, unless that just did a lot of damage. Oh, and I guess I forgot to switch the item off of Rocky Helmet. They're going to lose the Excadrill right here, and they do, unfortunately, flinch the Cresselia. So that's 2 turns in a row that they flinched me, which is really bad. Earthquake does a lot of damage to his Gastrodon due to a critical hit. Probably just going to go for a Scald, I would imagine, onto the Swampert, trying to get the burn. Okay, and let's see if they pick up the burn. Oh, no. That's really unfortunate for me. Yeah, because I really needed Swampert for this match. I guess a Helping Hand Earthquake might have been better there, but I mean, if I didn't get the critical hit right there on Gastrodon, it wouldn't have knocked out anyway. And they bring in Tyranitar, so this is going to be really bad for me right here. I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch in Virizion into the Cresselia slot. And could I protect Swampert? Because I don't want to Earthquake myself. I might just double switch here, actually. Because Waterfall is not going to do anything, and yeah, I'm just going to switch in Aegislash. I think I need the Swampert for this match. Virizion pretty much cleans up their team, barring the Salamence, though. I don't know. I would expect them to just Crunch and Scald at this point. Maybe switching out Gastrodon into Salamence, but I think it's a little too risky. They do go for a Rock Slide, and I assume just a Scald into the Aegislash slot. They might go for an Earth Power, but no, Scald was a better play right there, because I do have a lot of switch-ins. And I think this is a pretty easy play for my next turn. I can just Leaf Blade, Shadow Ball the Gastrodon slot. Okay, and they just protect going for the Rock Slide, I assume? I mean, to me, I would assume this is a Scarf Tyranitar. That's what most people run. But no, they don't. Okay. Now see, this turn I think Crunch was sort of a bad play, because if I went for an attack onto T-Tar, they would have just probably almost lost the game, in my opinion. Because now what I can do is I can just bring in Cresselia. What I'm going to do is I'm going to close combat a Tyranitar and go for an Icy Wind. Yeah, because at this point, it's like, they're probably going to switch in either Rotom or the Salamence. If they switch in Salamence, that's really great for me. And if they just protect, that doesn't really matter, because I can just close combat or Stone Edge the next turn. Going to switch in the Rotom, though. So, the Scald Burn in the beginning really, really hurt me. It made this game a whole lot tougher to win. Yeah, I mean, I guess what I could have done differently is, I don't know. I think the fact that my opponent got the 2 flinches at the beginning really changed the course of the game. Just because both of my attacks into the Gastrodon slot would have meant that Gastrodon could have potentially died to the Earthquake crit. Okay, and I'm pretty sure Stone Edge should be able to pick up a knockout right here. Let's see, Stone Edge, 69 to 82%. I could go for a Helping Hand Stone Edge right here, I think. I think that's my only real way of getting back in the match is KOing this Rotom. Okay, they protect the Gastrodon, so that means they're going to attack with Rotom right here, and I should be able to outspeed it unless it's Choice Scarfed. Stone Edge does connect, and I should be picking up a one-hit knockout. Okay, yeah. That worked. It worked for now, at least. So Salamence is almost definitely going to be in the back right here. And it's going to be a very... Oh, wait. Wait. 1, 2... Okay, Wow, I can't believe I did that. I actually miscounted their Pokemon. I thought they had one more. So it was Gastrodon. Yeah, it was Gastrodon, Tyranitar, Rotom, and Excadrill. Okay, so they didn't bring the Salamence. I can't believe... Oh. I accidentally sidekicked myself right there, but the match ends. So, I don't know. I guess... Wow, that was crisis averted. I thought they had the Salamence back still. I didn't realize I KO'd the Excadrill at the beginning. I was really worried about the Salamence, as you can tell. It's, like, honestly, Salamence, if you want to win against my team, you just have to play really well with Salamence, and then there's no way I can win. Because, like, especially if people have a Moongus Salamence, that's really tough for my team. Because my main way of beating... I guess my main way of beating Tyranitar on this team would be my Virizion. Tyranitar and Excadrill would be my Virizion. Just because a lot of teams have started shifting to using Gastrodon or maybe like Porygon 2, which Swampert really can't do too much to. But yeah, I don't know. I guess my opponent didn't think I would bring the Virizion in that matchup, which was a huge mistake. Virizion was so good against their team, just because it hit almost everything super effectively on it, barring, what was it, Cresselia on their team? But yeah, so we pick up a second win, and that's pretty much the end of the episode, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and yeah. Oh, I also have one more thing. Oh, what was it? I was just thinking of it. It's so hard to do live commentary sometimes. It's been a while since I've done live commentary in streams. I'm planning on doing a couple of collabs with a couple of other Pokemon YouTubers soon. Probably within, I would say, the next month or two. It's a little bit tough since I'm busy with school and they're always busy with whatever they're doing. So, yeah. I'm going to try to get that done, though, because I think you guys will really enjoy it. Not going to put any names out there, but it's going to be really cool when it comes out. Like I said, guys, thanks for watching the video.